Spank your arms. Spank. Spank. Hi everyone, I'm Kelly Brown and welcome back to Real Time.
Where we cook real food in a real kitchen on a real budget.
Dang. Alright, so today, well actually, let me first introduce you to my lovely, beautiful, talented assistant. And she's going to be helping me today. What we are doing is turning our leftover pot roast that we made yesterday. We're taking half of that and we're turning it into pulled pork tacos. Now if you guys really pigged out on your pork roast, then you don't have a lot left. What you can do is boil down a chicken breast. You can buy them even individually, and then you can add that in to kind of, you know, beef up your, look, I'm using pork, chicken, and beef in my references. You can add to it and make it more. But we have enough, so we're good. All right. So these are our veggies and our tortillas that we're gonna eat with our pork. What you can do to make this turn Mexican all of a sudden, right, is add some seasoning. I make my own, but if you don't know how or whatever, then you can go get a seasoning packet, a taco seasoning packet at the store, okay? You could also just take your salt, pepper, and garlic powder and add a little bit of cumin and a little bit of chili powder, and that is basically taco seasoning. All right, we've got some tomato paste, we've got some chopped cilantro and lime, and this is my vegetable broth that I make with my vegetable scraps that I freeze. You can use that, or you can use water, or you can use chicken broth, all right? And by the way, you can do this with your leftover roasted chicken. You can do it with just about anything you want to make a taco out of, okay? So come on over to the pan.
If you use that with
Yeah.
chicken broth, would it taste better with the chicken or with the pork?
It doesn't really matter that much, to be honest with you. Now, if you really dislike the taste of vegetable stock, then go with the chicken broth or the water. But this seasoning is really going to cover up all that anyway. It's gonna taste like this more than it's going to taste like that. Does that make sense? All right. So I want to always start with a little bit of oil. My pan is heated. I think it's the first episode where I actually heated the pan in advance. I'm so proud of myself. Alrighty, I got that going. I've got my tomato paste, like a tablespoon. Okay, so I've got that. Now what we're really doing is kind of making, well, you know what? Let's just go ahead and put our seasoning on top of our pork. So this is about a tablespoon of seasoning, maybe a pinch more than a tablespoon. Okay. I mean, it's really not that hard. Can you get me a spatula? All you do is mix all this stuff together. Like this? No, like a stirring one.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever. Any of those. That's fine. Now we can put all this in here. All right. And get that all mixed up together. Now, don't put your heat on high. If you put your heat on high right now, then what you're going to do is burn your spices and they will taste very bitter. But what I'm doing is coating all that meat with, okay, so this meat tasted like pot roast. And we're telling it to taste like tacos right now. And we're letting it just kind of cook up in those seasonings just a little bit. All right.
Looks so good.
Now the next part, you just kind of have to eyeball it. Would you hand me the vegetable broth? Thank you. Shake it up. It settles. And then I am just going to stir it in until it's the juiciness that I want. Now you want a little bit, right? So let's see, this is 4 cups in a jar, so I think that's about a quarter of the jar, so that's about a cup. And that's probably enough. If you realize, you know, oh shucks, I put way too much liquid in there, that is just really not a problem because you can leave the lid off and you can just cook it until it reduces. And actually, that'll make it really yummy.
So you can just store it after you use it in the freezer or something?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can keep this in the fridge for a week or two just like that and use it as I need broth. Or I can, if I'm going to store it in the freezer, I need to fill it up to about here. Don't fill it up all the way. You leave about an inch, and then you can put it in the freezer after it has cooled off and save it in the freezer and take it out when you need it. The reason I have to leave about an inch is because it expands and contracts in the freezer, and then your glass will crack. Oh. And that has happened to me like maybe 1,000,000 times. Okay, so here we go. We're heating up, and I think we have the perfect amount of juiciness. Do you?
Uh-huh.
All right, now adding cumin and chili powder is an excellent way to take something and turn it into Mexican food, right? But I also like to add at the end, when it's heated through and we're happy with its juiciness, right? I like to add a squeeze of lime. Let's just squeeze that guy in there, because that's very Mexican foodie. And I like to put some chopped cilantro, which in some countries is called coriander. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Yeah, coriander. I think they say that in Great Britain and India and maybe Africa.
Oh.
In some parts. So there we go. That was so hard. I don't know if you can ever do that by yourself.
I know.
All right. Well, I mean, we're literally finished. So, my friends, now this is how you can take leftovers and turn them into a delicious, very fresh, very healthy Mexican dinner in a snack. Woo! Yeah! Muy bueno! We hope you will join us next week, but right now we're gonna eat. Woo! Siesta!
If you have any questions, please comment.
And if you like these videos, please like, subscribe, and share.
Aw, share. Questions, please leave a comment.
Yes, and if you like this... Okay, try it again. If you like this video, please like it, please subscribe, and please share. Share!